What is the relation of interest and talent with individuality? Interest and talent, as we know them, are just acquired personalities. What we normally call as interest, what we normally call as talent, are nothing but acquired states of mind. Born in India, there is a great chance you would be interested in cricket. Born in Brazil, you would not be interested in cricket. There is nothing special about interest. No, individuality is not about pursuing your interests, because your interests are anyway conditioned. Man is physically conditioned to chase women. Women are physically conditioned to be attracted to men. What is so great about interests? Lion is interested in flesh, rabbit is interested in grass. You are physically conditioned. Hindus are interested in temples, Muslims are interested in mosques. You are socially conditioned. Born in an actor's family, you are interested in acting. Born in a doctor's family, you are interested in becoming a doctor. So, first of all, this notion that one must live life according to his interests must be dispensed with. No, your interests are just an expression of your conditioning. There can be no regard given to your interests. Is that clear? Then comes the issue of talent. What do you mean by talent? In the usual sense in which we use the word talent, talent just refers to a socially approved skill. Talent is just a socially approved skill. And what is a skill? Something that you acquire through repetitive practice. Whatever gets repeated becomes a skill. So you take a piece of wood and you repeatedly hit a ball with it. And if you are in India, you would be called a talented cricketer. Some other country, Russia, it would amount to nothing. So again, that's another sacred that you need to demolish, talent. You take a particular kind of instrument and you play it. And if that happens to be a socially approved instrument, then you will be called a talented musician. Otherwise, nothing. There may be societies where it may be a great talent, for example, to have a very long neck. And there are such societies. In Burma, they used to put rings around the necks of little girls so that the necks don't get thickened and they just grow vertically. Long necks. And that would be the standard of beauty. So again, identify your talent and pursue it is a very nonsensical statement of no merit. Kindly do not relate it to individuality. Neither interests nor talents. That is the reason. Don't you see, different societies regard different things as talents. And if you're in a society where what you do is not valued, you will not be called talented. So someone comes and says, he dances very well. It's only a particular kind of dance that will be called as talent. In fact, it would be only a particular kind of movement that would be called as dance. Have you ever wondered what is dance? Even dance is social. Not every movement will be regarded as dance. By whom? By the purists, by the pundits. They are the ones who decide what dance is. A child may be displaying very innocent movements, but you will not call it a dance. A dance has to be organized, systematic. This step, then that step, these many seconds, this pose, this mudra. And that has already been coded and frozen. So these are nothing. You are a great Kathak dancer, forget it. Come on. Nothing. Nothing. Doesn't mean anything. Just a skill. Just a skill. Put in so many hours and you will acquire the skill. Anybody can acquire skills. Just put in those many hours. Oh, my wife has a great talent for cooking. What the hell? She has been cooking all her life. Obviously, now she has some skills. What do you mean by talent? What do you mean by talent? A very talented car driver. He's a professional. He's been driving all along. What else will he know? It's just repetition. It's conditioning of the mind. But there is another meaning of the word talent. For that we'll have to see how it translates in Sanskrit. It's pratibha. And there this word takes a different dimension altogether. Pratibha is an entirely different thing. Pratibha is that which arises out of your meditation. That is the definition of pratibha. And that is the real meaning of talent. That which arises out of meditation. Now this is related to individuality, obviously. That which arises out of your individuality is talent. Not what you have acquired from society. Which means, interestingly, that talent cannot be a specific thing. The body is in different conditions. The situations outside are always varying. And the response that arises is talent. From your understanding, the action that happens is talent. Talent is not only the expression, it is also the arrival of the answer. It is not only the fruit, it is also the sprouting of the very plant. Fruit comes later. So that's talent. In a particular situation, there is that deep connectedness from where my response flows. And that is the only talent one can have. Everything else is skill. Just give it the right name, skill. Then there is another word that we do not understand, and that is conditioning. And it's obvious, again 50 times we have repeated, conditioning is of two types, social and physical, biological. The story of the child does not begin on the day he is born. The child is the entire history of the universe. So what do you mean? That it's a talent that he is expressing? No, it's there. The child is born with green eyes. Very talented child. What has the child done? What has the child done?
If all the knowledge is already in universe, and when the expression is happening through maybe biological conditioning, and in one case expression is happening through the intelligence, but that knowledge any which ways was already the part of universe. In one way the expression happened because of maybe biological conditioning. वो 5 साल से ही वो जैसे हम बेथोवन वगैरह की बात सुनते हैं, बहुत छोटे से they were able to create certain things. और या तो फिर वो उसके एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस भी हो सकता था, और वो कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि कोई बहुत ही सो कॉल्ड एक्सेप्टेड चीज़ ही हो सोसाइटी में, कोई एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. So how are they then very much different?
Because expression of intelligence amounts to nothing. It is not specific. That expression of intelligence is ingrained in life. It is not something specific like a talent. You will not say that it is that intelligence is expressing itself through a piano. That at the age of 4 he is playing a piano. That intelligence will express itself in every moment of the child's life, not in some particular act. Whereas what you call as skill or conditioning would always be one particular thing. One particular thing. It is limited. That's the definition of conditioning.
So isn't it harmful judging children on their skills and so-called talents?
If you judge yourself on skills, if you judge yourself on your beauty and talents, you will inevitably judge everyone on the same yardstick. So it's not very pertinent to ask how to look at a child. You look at the child in absolutely the same way as you look at yourself. You pride yourself on your fair color. It's impossible to be concerned about the complexion of the child. You take you understand, right? The way you look at yourself is the way you look at the world.
How do these words synonymous, talent and intelligence, when it is sprouting from meditation?
Intelligence is that thing that never moves, doesn't have to, it's a cessation. Talent is its sprouting. You will not say that when thought ceases, it enters talent. Talent is always an expression. But I am cautioning, talent is not a specific expression. Talent is not a specific expression. You are eating with someone. And you can sense that the fellow is not liking something or is in need of something. And that requires both attention and compassion. And you are able to push a glass of water to that person even without his asking. It's a spontaneous expression. But you cannot write it on your CV. He is a very talented glass pusher. It's a talent, yes, of course. It has come and it has gone.
Spontaneous, so unpredictable.
It is unpredictable. And it is not social.
It's not social.
In fact, the entire domain of meditative understanding is called pratip gyan. That knowledge that you get from talent. That knowledge that you get from talent. So who is talented? The mystic is greatly talented. And everybody is talented because talent is not specific. But we live in such a poor world that we have abused all these words. It's such an impoverished world that everything is abused. The word talent is abused, it is confused with skill. Interests are taken as an expression of individuality, which they are obviously not.
सर हम जो रेज्यूमे बनाते हैं करते हैं स्किल्स उसमें लिखते हैं तो वो भी जो स्किल सेट्स हैं वो भी तो सब सोशली
It's like just like a matrimonial ad.
You have to sell.
Even we write skills according to requirement of an organization.
You only write things that will please the other person.